Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Pressing Matters is in collaboration with Keeping Score. Do check out their Insta page and YouTube channel. They have absolutely great stuff related to European football and even Fantasy Premier League. Links are in the description below. Thank you so much, guys, Ali and Ahmed, for joining us today. Guys, subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media as well. We also have regular European and even local football coverage. तो आज हम प्रीमियर लीग टॉप 4 रेस की बात करेंगे एंड like we're recording this on a Sunday and अभी situation ये टॉटनम लेस्टर के साथ अभी खेल रही है but if we don't take that into account as of yet 36 matches played third पे Chelsea है 63 points fourth पे Leicester 62 points and fifth United 62 points Leicester is ahead of United on goal difference by 3 goals so guys what we're gonna do and what I thought we should do is कि एक एक करके टीम्स को देख लेते हैं और उनकी क्या सिचुएशंस एंड देन ओवरऑल होलिस्टिक पिक्चर डिस्कस कर लेंगे कि टॉप 4 रेस का क्या सीन है सो चेल्सी फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट remaining fixtures are Liverpool away and Wolves at home. Their form since the restart is 5 wins 2 losses. They're third in the table. क्या सिचुएशन है डू यू थिंक कि चेल्सी का कंसिस्टेंसी इशूज़ हैं या फिर डू दे हैव इनफ टू गेट इट ओवर द लाइन
I think I'll take that one as a Chelsea fan. Pehle to thanks for having us, Ismail.
No
We're
problem.
big fans of your show and we watch as much as we can.
Thank you.
Especially guys, if anyone's watching this, if anyone wants any sort of good news on MMA and what's going on, and also football from Ismail, like this is the channel to go on. So that's why we're here.
Thanks a lot.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
No worries.
Talking about Chelsea and specifically try to answer your question, consistency issues to abhi काफी ज़्यादा हैं. Although on paper, like the results look good, 5 wins, 2 losses, nothing in between. Magar Chelsea की performances in almost all of those matches have been consistently up and down. So there's moments जहाँ पे Chelsea काफी अच्छा खेल रही होती है, control कर रही होती है, dominate कर रही होती है. But unfortunately, given the back four that we've got and the defensive mistakes that we tend to make from time to time, the other team always has a chance.
Back 5 Kepa और यहाँ फिर आप उसे काउंट ही नहीं कर रहे
केपा तो मैं समझता हूँ ना कि गोल के लिए खड़ा
World's most expensive keeper.
World's most expensive hologram.
I call him a Wi-Fi password.
Whatever the situation. But yeah, so because of that, like we're susceptible. Some matches we hold on. For example, पिछले मैच में भी थोड़ा अल्लाह ने बचाया उससे पिछले मैच में जुमा ने बड़ा कि वहाँ लास्ट मिनट चांस दिया but in almost all of our matches we look like we might drop points. तो चेल्सी का unfortunately the best that I can say for them is कि कुछ भी हो सकता है मैच में. So I'm not counting on them. For example, if you were to ask me कि अगले 2 matches में can they win 2 or draw 1, win 1, it's hard to see because like Liverpool and Wolves are the kind of teams that can really like take advantage of how
defensive vulnerability का फायदा उठा सकते हैं. हाँ, so Ahmed, as a United fan, looking at Chelsea matches, do you take some sort of encouragement from the fact कि Chelsea के चलो फॉर्म तो थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा था but बिग विंस के अलावा उनके दे आर केपेबल ऑफ ब्लिप्स शेफील्ड यूनाइटेड से मतलब हार गए परफॉर्मेंस नहीं डाली वेस्ट हैम से हार गए सो व्हेन एवर देर इन अ पोजिशन आई थिंक वेयर द ओनस इज़ ऑन देम टू अटैक करना और वो जो है अपनी इम्पोज करना गेम पे लिवरपूल के खिलाफ शायद उतना ना हो वुल्व्स के खिलाफ लास्ट डे पे बहुत ज़्यादा ओनस उनके ऊपर हो सकता है डू यू फाइंड एनी इनकरेजमेंट कि तब दैट्स वेयर दे स्टार्ट लीकिंग
अच्छा so there are basically two sides to this. अब उसमें जो सबसे बड़ा इशू आता है वो ये है कि Liverpool's form has been tragic as of late. They're still not over there partying as of winning the championship. So I don't know if I... Oh, absolutely. Robertson's the only one who's come out of it, I think. Otherwise, and Salah never had it, so I'm guessing he never got into it.
पता नहीं उनका क्या सीन है.
But I can't really see myself as a United fan counting on Liverpool to come up with the goods. ठीक है? And the susceptibility generally seems right down Chelsea's alley for Willian and Pulisic to exploit. अब उसमें ये है कि the onus is on Liverpool if Salah wants it bad enough to like keep going and keep attacking. Mane Salah का जो golden boot का चल रहा है, if they're interested in it, yes, then there's a chance. But the real team that I'm actually counting on right now is Wolves. I do feel that there's still a challenge. They still have to compete for Europa. The Europa places are very tight right now, and the Wolves have to make sure that they win every match to make sure that they qualify for it at this point in time. So, but at the same time with Chelsea, you never know. You don't know what team Lampard's going to put out and what mood they're going to come out in. Even tonight's match, I'm not sure. Even though we've had a better run and we've looked better on paper, but I'm not sure what we're going to be seeing tonight.
Yeah, good point. I think एक चीज जो consistent रही है Ali, which I want to talk to you about is कि ever since the restart एक जो बड़ा change हुआ है वो कांटे is playing as the number 6. जॉर्जिनियो को
Yeah.
उसने धक्का मार के बाहर निकाल दिया. So what are your thoughts on that? बिली गिलमोर भी जब खेला था तो वो आगे खेल रहा था और कांटे नंबर 6 था, तो इट्स वेरी मच
Yeah.
मुझे तो लग रहा है कि लैम्पार्ड ने कहा है बस अब यही है मेरा डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर.
Achha, so this is a very interesting point. Because obviously, last year this was a huge talking point, right? Sari ने कहा था Jorginho ही है वही खेलेगा. और to be fair, in Sari's system, it made a lot more sense to me as well. Because Sari के system में Jorginho का काम था कि back four के अंदर drop deep करके short pass लेके attack initiate भी उसने
Yeah.
करना है. छोटे passes करा के, the team was going to try and short pass their way up to the top, and Jorginho is probably one of the best people in the world for that. अब वाले सिस्टम में even if you look at the way that Jorginho has been used, Lampard उसको इतना ज़्यादा build-up में भी involved directly नहीं करता at the start, and then he's also trying to encourage him कि भाई तू ball आगे लेकर जा, you try and play some more adventurous passes, which in the defensive midfield role pure जो होता है जिस तरह Lampard अब use करना चाह रहा है उसमें इतना fit नहीं करता. Converse that to Kante, और कांटे को उसने बड़ा सिंपलर टास्क दिया हुआ है कि भाई you have to try and win the ball, you have to be in the right areas, you have to compete for the second balls, and that's something that Kante obviously does a lot better than he. Since the demands are different, I think it made more sense, especially out when Lampard's trying out Barkley and Mount in front of him. So natural protection उस तरह से नहीं होती. So for Jorginho to play in the defensive midfield role, he probably needs a Kante around him or a Kovacic at least to do a little bit of the running. With Kante, you have the luxury that you tell Mount and Barkley कि भाई आप जाओ, आप attack करो, पीछे संभालो.
Basically, the
It's not
famous
working perfectly.
the famous
But yeah.
dialogue I think Ranieri ने बोला था कि we're playing Drink Pointer in the center and Kante on either side. So वो दो बंदे,
Absolutely.
so he counts it too. But Ahmed, my point is more कि when you play and I agree कि कांटे की जो डिफेंसिव वो इंस्टिंक्ट है ना, आपको पता होता है कि डेंजर किधर है, वो जॉर्जिनियो के पास नहीं है. ही डजंट स्निफ आउट डेंजर और वो ट्रांजिशंस में जो है वो मार खाता है. बट playing Kante as the sole defensive midfielder means कि you lose out on his best assets and talents, which is कि Kante बहुत mobile player है. Kante cannot
Absolutely.
simply stay in front of वो shield Makaleli की तरह या फिर let's suppose Matic की तरह act नहीं कर सकता. If you remember, Kante भी जब खिलाता था, he had Matic as the screen and Kante was allowed to roam around and put out fires where he wants. तो इसमें मसला don't you think हो सकता है कि Kante as so talented a midfielder, उसकी best capabilities जो है miss out हो रही हैं.
अच्छा, so इसमें दो चीजें आती हैं. Lampard having grown up when he was in the peak of his powers as a player, he played with Makelele, right? And उसमें ये था कि their midfield thrived in a time when the Makelele role was invented and improved upon by Mourinho.
Yeah.
सही है? So I think Lampard still sees a bit of relevance in the Makelele role in today's time. And that is what he's trying to convince Kante to adapt to. So he's and you can see that when the teams aren't pressing them as hard, so he's also taking out those beautiful diagonals which are pinpoint and they're very interesting.
Yeah.
To see कि ये पहले कभी आर्सेनल में आपको ये चीजें नजर नहीं आई थी because he wasn't tasked with this sort of a thing. But this shows that he has the capability to actually pull these sort of balls off. It's just that Abhi, because he's played in a particular way all his career, the question is can he make this transition at maybe 27 28 years of age where you have to wonder कि अच्छा इस but कर लेते हैं. Like you've seen Matic has changed his game several times in his career.
I think इसके अंदर injuries और mileage भी आ जाती है ना टांगों में, इतनी उसकी वो
absolutely,
so much
absolutely. So Kante,
weight on his legs.
you can't expect Kante to do 15 kilometers a match every single match now, especially with his injury record now. So this is a very interesting move, but इस पे ये है कि if they pull it off, this is a genius on this is one of the best things Lampard's figured out for his tenure. But if they don't, then they're completely wasting a player, and he wouldn't want to stay in this sort of environment where he has to take the ball out from one end and deliver it to another place. That's something that he wasn't responsible for previously. Yeah. So I'm in favor of this because I think he's the best screen a defense can have right now. And he has the tackling prowess of Makelele, and he has now, from what we've seen, somewhat of a passing range as well. So if we can continue to develop this, next season is like the litmus test for seeing जब सिटी, लिवरपूल, आर्सेनल जब प्रेस करेंगे इसको इस पोजीशन के आके, तो फिर ये क्या करते हैं?
Exactly. Yeah. So,
If I may just add a
yeah.
small thing to this as well. एक तो I just wanted to point out that I think the game has evolved a lot from the time when Makelele used to play. तो वो जो classic defensive midfielder Makelele screen खेलता था, Kante can't play like that because the game's a lot faster. And I would argue कि आप जिस तरह for example West Ham वाला match था, हमें जब counter पड़ता था तो full speed के साथ उनका 4 बंदा आता था. You need someone mobile in that situation to be able to keep up with them, get to the ball if it's switching from one flank to the other to be able to provide cover to the other side as well. Now that's something that somebody with the mobility of Kante can do. हालांकि एक static बंदा अगर for example आप Matic ही ले लें इसका आपने जिक्र किया, if he were to be the screen he might struggle coping with those kinds of counters.
Yeah.
So I think that helps, and there's also the other factor which is कि Lampard की जो 4-3-3 है उसमें the DM doesn't necessarily always sit back all the time as well. So he wants a bit of fluency and fluidity, which is why Gilmore और Jorginho भी वहाँ खेल लेते हैं. So I think उस लिहाज से it's not as traditional a DM role. So maybe that's why Kante perhaps won't feel as out of place in it as he would perhaps जिस तरह France में कभी-कभी वो लगता है.
Yeah.
As if he's
Yeah. So Ali, one last thing I want to talk about regarding Chelsea से पहले फिर हम United की बात करें. Defensively, like we mentioned, Chelsea का काफ़ी bad scene है. 10 goals they've conceded since the restart, which is bottom 6 in the league. ऊपर Bournemouth और Norwich type teams है, खुद ही अंदाज़ा लगा लो फिर. Expected goals against is around 8.5, तो इतनी deviation नहीं है, मतलब उतने chances बहुत गंदे गंदे दे रहे हैं. Is that specifically down to individual errors? Rudiger और Kepa जो हैं वो मतलब दिमागी तौर पे फारिग हो जाते हैं या फिर स्ट्रक्चरल इश्यूज भी बीच में हैं कोई?
So I think it's a mixture of both, and perhaps one feeds into the other as well. So for Lampard's system, you have to understand कि उसने अपने तीनों midfielders को भी license दिया हुआ है to go and attack. He likes to press when they can. They tend to keep very high positions on the pitch. जब हम attack कर रहे होते हैं in possession, everybody's in the opponent's half, right? Rudiger and Zuma are also heavily involved and they're ahead of the halfway line. और जो fullbacks हैं दोनों, Alonso and Azpilicueta, it's not like one of them sits when the other's attacking. एक बंदा क्रॉस मारेगा, अगर वो goes across the field, तो the other guy is standing there. So when the other team counters, especially Premier League में, the intensity at which the counter happens, there's usually no fullback cover on either side. Midfielders भी कभी-कभी काफी आगे गए होते हैं. And then you're asking Rudiger, Zuma, Christensen, all of whom are probably more comfortable playing in a deep block. You're asking them to turn and run back towards their goal, or like run backwards while they're defending. दोनों चीज में comfortable नहीं है. And without support, that just exposes their weaknesses even more. So I think they're good defenders. They're good defenders with a propensity of mistakes in them. पर क्योंकि इस तरह की environment है, तो वो mistakes की opportunities बढ़ रही हैं. Plus the other thing is कि I think Lampard को मैं थोड़ा सा इसमें blame करूँगा. We're very, very poor when it comes to defending set pieces, और उसमें organization का भी मैं कहूँगा, because in the previous match we had Tammy Abraham standing, on the post, which is ridiculous because he should be one of the guys trying to win the first.
मुझे याद है पहले एशली कोल होता था क्योंकि वो टिड्डा था, उसको वहाँ पे खड़ा कर देते थे.
Small guys usually take those roles, and the bigger ones.
I love the line defenders with the propensity to make good defenders with the propensity to make errors. क्या बात है? Like
हर किसी में होता है. I'm not saying they're Van Dijk, right?
That's what Dejan Lovren says about himself.
Well, yeah, but like they're more of the Matip caliber of defender. कि कुछ matches में बहुत solid, कुछ matches में not so great. Probably need someone with that. But these sorts of things are creating wrong. But corners में अब Azpilicueta खड़ा होता है on the tallest guy. These sorts of things are problematic. And then when you're throwing balls in from the wider areas, so Rudiger, Zuma and all, they've been a bit static. So I'd say कि उनका वहाँ पे भी दोष आता है थोड़ा सा. They're at fault. So it's a mix and match. But I think they're defenders with mistakes in them, which are being highlighted by the way that Lampard is setting them up.
और Lampard आगे से क्या कर रहा है? इसका solution क्या है? दुनिया का पूरे अटैकर ले आओ चुप के. जौन सा अटैकर नजर आ रहा है उसको लिवरपूल से उठाओ, वो वर्डर ले लो, उनसे छीन लो, फिर वो हैवर्ट्स भी ले लो, ज़ियेक भी ले लो, सारे उठा के ले लो. डिफेंसिव भी कोई नहीं लेना.
छीनना तो बचपन से पेशा है चेल्सी का. विलियन भी ऐसे ही आया था.
Shots fired.
पुरानी बात है.
We save money on scouts तो.
अच्छा, moving on to Man United, West Ham at home और फिर final crunch fixture जो है वो Leicester away है. Form since the restart is actually the best. If you look at points per game, it's 5 wins, 2 draws. They're second in the table because City have played one extra game. Obviously hugely consistent on an upward trajectory. obviously हमें ब्रूनो फर्नांडिस की बात करनी पड़ेगी. Ahmed, how important has he been?
Yeah, he's been everything, honestly. He's the one who took the load off Pogba. He has seemed like a real leader. He tries the balls, the passes, the everything that nobody actually considers. And I'm not saying that he gets them right every single time, but it's the fact that he's actually willing to take some sort of risk.
Yeah.
Because when you're playing Jay Lings or Pereira, they're so conservative in their approach because they're so scared of the pushback that they're going to get. कि ये सही पास नहीं खिलाया, वो नहीं
और
हमने सही
off the
किया.
ball भी he picks up the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
spaces. Southampton
He's
के
not
खिलाफ भी जो
so-
गोल हुआ था, he was dropping deeper into Portex. Linkard और Pereira वाला क्या होता था जी, wide निकल
So
के.
that's what they had to do in the second half. So
Yeah.
that's his. So he was actually not that great in the first half, but then he realized कि हमसे ball ऊपर progress करवाई नहीं जा
Yeah.
रही. So the solution that he made for that was कि he started coming in deep with Pogba. Pogba wasn't having a great game against Southampton because he was getting pressed too much. So उसने फिर उसको आगे support offer करना शुरू कर दिया and आपकी transition automatically तेज हो गई. And this is his contribution. He can take the ball. His first touch is impeccable. He will always defeat a couple of players who try to mark him only on the basis of his first touch
Yeah.
alone. That's what really sets him apart. Nobody in our team has that capability more than what Bruno Fernandes does, and it's brilliant because he's not that. मतलब कि he's not a dribbler per se, but the manner in which he manages to take on a defender or anybody who's marking him by just his first touch and create space for a pass or a shot, that really sets him apart.
Yeah, I think इस पे जो सबसे important बात that you touched on was कि obviously he's a great player, ठीक है, उसने आके सारे fortune change कर दिए हैं, लेकिन जो एक underrated aspect है उसका है was his indirect effect on Pogba and how that's helped United, because उसकी वजह से पहले narrative ये होता था Paul Pogba आएगा, midfield चलाएगा, सारा creative force जो है वो अपना United का वो संभालेगा, and people are different, like just generally even football के अगर आप उसके sphere से बाहर निकल जाएं, people are motivated by different things and they react to different things differently. तो ब्रूनो ने आके सारा mental अपने पास उठा लिया, which has meant कि Pogba जो है, who has actually I think impressed so much in a more restricted role, ironically, because वो अब deep से जो है वो game चला रहा है and he's making those simple line breaking passes जो कि फर्नांडेज और मार्शियल और रैशफोर्ड तक जाते हैं, और इसकी वजह से हुआ ये है कि big chances created per game have gone up from 2.1 in the first 30 league matches of the season to 3 in the last 5, और XG भी 1.7 point per game से 1.93 जो है वो per game पे चला गया. और अली, I want to talk about Greenwood यार. ब्रूनो तो आ ही गया, उन्होंने ख़रीदा है, and credit to the transfer team and Ole for bringing him in, क्योंकि जनवरी में इस तरह का प्लेयर लेना is pretty great. बट ग्रीनवुड क्या चीज़ है, वो एक्सपेक्टेड गोल्स की कोई इज्जत ही नहीं है, जहाँ मिले वहाँ से मार देता है अंदर.
I think AT obviously has a lot to say on this particular subject, but मुझे जो उसकी चीज impress की है ना, वो ये है कि एक तो he's like, even before Bruno came in, his stats for this season were pretty impressive, especially for his age. Like he seemed to be scoring a lot of goals. अब जब ब्रूनो आया, यूनाइटेड के चांसेस ज्यादा बनना शुरू हुए, he started getting into goal scoring positions. तो थोड़ा सा ये भी दिखाया कि he's a two-footed player. So you give it on his right foot, you give it on his left foot, angle se do, kahin se do, he can pull the finish off, even from tight angles. And I think for his age to have that kind of composure and clinical ability is insane. और वो दूसरी जो उसकी सबसे अच्छी चीज मुझे लगी है ये है कि he's not a passenger. So it's not like, he's one of those traditional center forwards जो कि आगे like movement बनाएगा कुछ करेगा. He's involved in the build-up play, right side से value add करता है, runs भी मारता है अंदर को, wide भी जाता है, short passing में include होता है. So like, he's like, so he's added a lot to United's game overall, and then it helps कि उसको कोई chance मिलता है, goal मार देता है. तो
I think one thing that really helped develop his game is that he's been playing on the wing, on the right wing. ठीक है? So he's naturally left-footed, but if he cuts in, he can go outside and shoot with his right, come inside and shoot with his left. So he's naturally developing his dribbling ability as well. I don't know if Ole actually thought this through or this was a masterclass on his part. ये तुक्का लग गया था बस कि ठीक है, इधर डाल देते हैं attacking.
कि डैन जेम्स इतना फारेगा है कि तू ही आ जा भाई, तू आ जा.
Yeah, Dan James का उसका the step up has been difficult for him, but Greenwood की एक जो चीज है वो ये है कि no defender knows कि if he's doing the step overs, if he's going on the right side or the left side. and he needs one touch to get the shot off. He doesn't need an extended delay. उसका buffer नहीं होता बीच.
बैकलिफ्ट कोई नहीं, मुझे
Because
डैनियल स्टरिज याद आता है उसकी शूटिंग स्टाइल से.
exactly. That's the best thing about him. कि वो आपको if you try to bring him inside, वो बाहर चला जाएगा. अगर आप उसको बाहर लेके जाने की कोशिश करोगे, वो अंदर आ जाएगा. So he's a nightmare to mark. And I think उसकी effectiveness अभी जो हमें wing पे नजर आ रही है, that's probably his best position right now.
Yeah.
Because if you bring this person through a center, but at the same time, if you play him in the center, he has long range shooting, he can be a target man. So his ceiling is unbelievable. I'm really not sure what his best position is because he seems to perform wherever you put him in.
Yeah, I think कि wide forwards ही, आप अगर फुटबॉल में आप ट्रेंड देखो तो wide forwards are the main goal scorers in teams now. और आपका जो सेंटर वाला है वो अब आपके पास वो क्लासिक नंबर 9 इतने रहे ही नहीं है. आपके वाइड प्लेयर्स भी उतने ही, इफ नॉट मोर, दे चिप इन विद द गोल्स. Ahmed, Martial leading the line wonderfully, Rashford developing into one of the best wide forwards in Europe. कितना क्रेडिट ओले गनर सोल्शायर को जाना चाहिए इस सब के बारे में?
Yeah, so in terms of player development, he's done something that we haven't seen in a very long time. Van Gaal was trying to develop players, but मतलब कि जहाँ पे he did something with Martial, he screwed over other players. So it was never consistent in that aspect. But जो Ole ने, so what he's done with Rashford and Martial has been unbelievable. What he's done with a lot of players, for example, Van Bissaka looks the business in terms of defending. Attacking game बन जाएगी. He's young, he'll get it through.
हर असिस्ट के बाद कह देते हैं ट्रेंट कम आउटसाइड.
यार अब छोटी खुशियां क्या करें यार. Like that's the only, but the general Matic looks in place now after like maybe a season and a half. Pogba is playing much more freely. Greenwood. So as far as the attacking players are concerned, Ole's impact has been unbelievable. If you just look at Rashford after the break, Rashford has gotten rid of all the panache and the pizzazz जो उस पे पहले होती थी. He's now switched over to actually being a playmaker. And he's now not only focused on cutting through and getting a shot off. No, instead, वो pass निकालने की कोशिश करता है. Him and Martial, their chemistry in the box is unbelievable. So I give Ole full credit for that, but I do think tactically we are still suspect. Like, so if things aren't going a particular way for us, like अगर हमने शुरू में pile on किया and if we don't get a goal, then we do get nervy. And even though we have figured out our first team, the chasm between the first team and the second players that come in to replace them is so wide that it's unbelievable. And that's where you have to see how your manager performs with the rest of the squad. And I don't think he's quite there yet in that capacity.
हाँ, यही मैंने बात करनी थी कि फटीग यही मसला है कि टॉप फर्स्ट 11 जो है वो सेट है, लेकिन द ड्रॉप ऑफ इज टू बिग. मार्शियल, रैशफोर्ड, ब्रूनो हैव स्टार्टेड एवरी गेम सिंस द रीस्टार्ट. आर यू गाइज one injury away from basically not achieving top 4? अगर let's suppose अगले मैच में इंजर हो जाए फिर क्या होगा?
One injury away in the midfield. Matic is your ball carrier. He gives Pogba and Bruno Fernandes the freedom to play however they please in the front lines. Pogba is the person who actually takes on individuals and goes up in front of the opponent's D, and Bruno is the one who then proceeds to create a chance from that sort of a situation. So they're all playing three vital roles, and if you take out any one of them, then we're going to struggle. I'm not even going to make a pretense about that. अगर इनमें से कुछ भी चला जाता है, तो we're sitting ducks, honestly. It sounds a bit extreme, but
no, I agree. I think के roles इतने defined हैं और वो इतने अच्छे हैं उन roles में कि और आके कोई कुछ कर नहीं सकता उस तरह का.
आपका ड्रॉप ऑफ आ जाता है परेरा और लिंगार्ड. अब उन्होंने आके उधर क्या कर लेना यार, कुछ भी नहीं.
Yeah, so
I think वो भी एक चीज है. Yeah, sorry.
नहीं, go on. I was just going to move on to Leicester.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, I was just gonna say कि like even Bruno Fernandes' game has been improved significantly in terms of the places from which he's impacting. अब long shots कम लेनी पड़ रही हैं, build up play के अंदर पीछे आके कम involve होना पड़ रहा है because Matic and Pogba, then that's helped basically increase the propensity of attacks the United are doing. तो उस चीज में अगर Matic या Pogba दोनों में से किसी को भी निकाल देते हो तो फिर automatically Bruno has to start coming deeper and the whole team sort of gets impacted.
Yeah, फिर उसको 2-3 responsibilities लेनी पड़ेगी. Yeah, good point. लेस्टर का सीन कुछ ऐसा है कि अभी स्पर्स के साथ मैच हो रहा है which they're losing
2-0.
Oh, 2-0 हो गया. हाँ, yeah.
Change the score.
wow, Son and Kane have scored, वो तो ये probably हार रहे हैं. And then their Leeds के United, क्योंकि अब Mourinho मुझे नहीं लगता 3 गोल खाएगा, लेकिन anyway United के साथ उनका आखिरी मैच है. Form since the restart is 2 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses, which is now going to be 3, I guess. और 11th थे वो in the table. यार guys, ये एक पॉइंट पे यूनाइटेड से 9-10 पॉइंट आगे थे. जनवरी से लेके अब तक दे आर 12th इन द टेबल, अगर आप जनवरी से लेके अब तक अगर देखो. बट दे ऑल्सो गॉट अ ह्यूज विन अगेंस्ट शेफील्ड यूनाइटेड. क्या सीन है इनका? डू यू थिंक दे हैव अ चांस, या फिर they've just gone downhill completely?
So, okay, if I may,
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that has bothered them is that ek to their intensity dropped off over the course of the season because they play, okay, 3-0, yeah, bloody hell, sorry. I was very worried that we'd have to go to Anfield and get a result.
Which is not that hard these days.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but yeah.
I think we have to maintain some impartiality.
Sorry, my bad.
Yes.
Edit this part.
Yes, 3-0.
We wouldn't be football fans if we did.
That's true.
Anyways, right. So, एक तो intensity का impact पड़ा, and then I think losing Madison was a big deal because अभी in the recent 5-6 matches that they played, they found it really hard to create chances through the middle. जो कि शुरू में was a big part of their game. Through balls that Madison could play in were insane, और उसकी वजह से के players were also getting into good spaces. अब ये हो रहा है कि उनके सारे attacks या तो उनके fullbacks के through आते हैं, which is again going to be a big problem for them because they don't have Chilwell or Pereira anymore. Or they try and score through counter attacks, which against Tottenham and United, you're not going to get very many of those, as you must have finding out the hard way today. So I think all of these factors put together have sort of stemmed the run. Then Vardy obviously thoda sa out of form hua tha. He's picked it up again.
Yeah.
But the other problems I still feel are too much for them to overcome.
Yeah, I think Madison के अलावा Pereira or Chilwell, I think, were huge blows because for me they had as a set the second best in the league in terms of fullbacks, और वो primary source of width थे, and I think that allowed Madison or Jose Perez वगैरह to get into the center, Harvey Barnes, and play, because Pereira और Chilwell जो है वो stretch करते थे defense को, and they were incredibly useful not only attacking in attacking terms but also defensively. तो वो जाने के बाद I think मसला पड़ गया. Do they have any chance?
Yeah, so the problem with Leicester is I have huge respect for Brendan Rodgers. ठीक है, he's a coach first, a manager second, and that's also been the downside. That's also been a downside for his case, because we remember the Sterling incident, how they didn't lock heads because उसको नहीं समझ आ रही थी उसको handle किस तरह करना है. That aside, the thing that has the biggest impact on this season has been the quarantine break, because so Rodgers needs that extra 2 months of training, summertime training, drilling, ये वो सारा कुछ to embed his philosophy in his players, and he's very good with that. ठीक है, अगर if you give him the requisite time to set up his team, he will do it. But the fashion in which the break ended, he couldn't drill his team in the manner that he would have liked to do so. And more than anything, you can see that now because they can't seem to find their feet in the Premier League at this point in time. Their attacks are disjointed, and with Maddison out, they only have one primary ball carrier, which is Tielemans.
And he's been horrible. Yeah.
He hasn't, because their patterns are off. Their triangles aren't working. The moves that they've practiced aren't coming together, and it all shows now. So usme, like, I think it's a bit harsh for them because ye break itni unexpected thi कि they haven't been able to recover from them, and this is a bit of their fault, but more so it's just the timing and the structure that they work on. They don't expect a drop off mid-season and then come back again after a little bit. So the timing of things has really made it difficult for them, and I actually feel bad for them because they have been a great team this season.
Yeah, definitely.
Their attacking finesse was like, वो ब्रेंडन की जब कोचिंग आपको नजर आती है,
जनवरी तक तो बहुत मजा आता था उन्हें देखने का. Like, they were amazing.
Exactly. And फिर Madison का भी जो drop off हुआ है since January, it has been insane. मतलब कि एक point पे he was touted as like a great player, ये करेगा वो करेगा इस तरह करेगा, but then
United वाले कहते हैं हमारी number 10 की solution वो है.
Yeah.
How times change.
That मतलब यार, he is a good player.
Yeah.
I think there but what वही होता है कि like this is what separates the boys from the men.
Yeah.
कि आप में when the time comes, how do you step up in that sort of a time? And Madison जिसके ऊपर इतना reliant था इनका पूरा attack और system जो था, he hasn't been performing, and now he's out of the team. So Yunchu isn't available for the next match, and then as you said, 2 defenders out. अब ये लोग क्या करें बेचारे, इनके पास कोई उस तरह से set team ही नहीं है.
अच्छा, तो हम सारे लाइक बोथ ऑफ यू थिंक कि इनका कोई सीन नहीं है, यूनाइटेड और चेल्सी आ रहे हैं.
If I may play
Yeah.
devil's advocate here, ठीक है. You mentioned Chelsea, so I should put this out there. Chelsea are playing Liverpool at Anfield, and whatever else you might say about them, Anfield they've been spotless this season. I think the last match was the first time they drew at home all season, and even since the
और
restart,
वो
like,
भी
they've been
पता नहीं
solid
क्या
at
बस
Anfield.
गोल
Watford-
करने का मूड ही नहीं है
Watford
बॉयज
beat
का.
them.
Wait, but you're coming up against a Chelsea team जिसको अगर आप Trent और Robbo खिला दिए, and if they keep throwing balls into the box, Wijnaldum भी अगर खेल गया, you know, there's a lot of trouble potentially. So उसके साथ साथ Wolves also have a lot of threats. So I'm not really counting on Chelsea to get a lot of good results in these next two games. और Leicester का भी at home actually since the restart they've not conceded a single goal yet, and they've played really well. And United are starting to tire as well, जो कि पिछले दो matches में थोड़ा थोड़ा नजर आया. So if both of those factors come together and Leicester don't get hit for like 6 or 7 in this game, if they can, hold off against United, get the win.
Okay, so we're banking on Leicester versus United, and उस पे जो होगा उसके हिसाब से हम आगे चलेंगे. Is that how we're going to? Is that what we're predicting? That match will decide कि टॉप 4 रेस कहाँ जा रही है? और do you think कि बीच में भी कोई, अब तो स्पर से तो हार गई है, and are we agreeing कि United will win against West Ham?
So let me take this one थोड़ा सा. उसमें ये है कि the thing about West Ham is that they have now safely been removed from the danger of relegation.
Yeah.
सही है. So I am very hopeful that they won't be as motivated to like press us and
David
attack
Moyes
us
को
like
अपना
every other team.
वेंडेटा ना लेकर आया हो.
But that's the only downside. That David Moyes will now feel that he has a point to prove every single time that he comes us against us. And the thing is, if you've been watching us recently, teams have started intensely pressing us the last two matches. Southampton, though, they were up our butts like no
हाँ वो
tomorrow.
तो करते हैं. That's
And-
what they do.
But like for they lasted two halves. They're known to do that for the first half, and then they tail off thoda sa in the second half because fatigue takes over. But they never stop pressing. And so basically, everybody's figured out कि अच्छा Greenwood को you double up on him, तो आपकी वो side negate हो जाती है. And बाकी फिर Pogba को और Bruno Fernandes को they keep niggling थोड़ा मारते रहते हैं type इस तरह से. So मतलब and that has an impact because your flow never builds up after that, and it's working. And Moyes, if anybody can find out कि अच्छा ये है and इसको मैंने अब ये करके बैठ जाना है, that's David Moyes.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
true.
not that confident, and Antonio recently has looked just out of this
हाँ,
world.
पागल हो गया एकदम से. पता नहीं किस तरह चेल्सी ने कुछ किया तब, जब से वो मैच खेला है ना, वो तब से वो ऑन हो गया. But
सबको हम ही कुछ करते हैं.
So is there a chance that Chelsea miss out completely and Leicester United आ जाए बीच में?
तो I think अभी जिस तरह की situation अब बन गई है, if my math is correct, and that's actually one of the reasons I became a lawyer, because my math is so bad. But so basically, Leicester would need to beat United, and we would have to draw
Lose.
against United if we lose both our games.
Yeah.
I think right now the situation, even if we win one of our remaining two games, we're through. So I'm fingers crossed, hoping against hope that it's at Anfield, but it's not going to be. But I'm feeling confident about the Wolves game. I think recently Wolves have also started to tire out a bit. They're not playing as well as they were. Jimenez is also huffing and puffing his way towards the odd goal every 2-3 games. So fingers crossed, especially if they've not got much to play for then.
Yeah.
But there's also the hope that Leicester loses to United, तो हमारे कंधे से उतर ही जाते हैं ना फिर बहुत. So that's also there.
So are we brave enough to predict the final positions, third or fourth?
Yeah, the third and fourth is so difficult. I mean, I'm assuming that Leicester is out. Like it feels like it because
बस
their
गई.
fixtures.
I hope United
मतलब वो-
players इस तरह इस attitude के साथ ना आखिरी गेम में जाएं.
नहीं. So मैं वो नहीं ये नहीं कह रहा. But देखो, their squad is on मतलब के skeletons at this point in time. They don't have the requisite attack power that they need to take on such powerful teams, and it's obvious. Like Tottenham has been quite poor since the restart. but they're dismantling them right now.
Hmm.
So, matlab, and Brendan, the thing is that they haven't used a back three. I haven't ever seen them play a back three previously. So they're playing an unknown formation and just to order to secure more defenders in a position, but that's clearly not working out for them. So I'm hoping against hope that it's between Chelsea and City to fight for, and United can at least we if we win against West Ham, we go over them, and uske baad it's between Chelsea and United to fight it out.
Say. So guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. If you guys want to plug anything about keeping score, or tell people who are listening about it, feel free.
Ahmed, all yours, bro. Okay, well, I just want to say, guys, that the Insta page of Keeping Score has some of the most exciting and interesting tactical analysis that you're going to see anywhere on Instagram.
That's true.
And we try very hard to give you good fantasy advice on YouTube, but that's not been going so well recently with our own teams. But that's only because I never follow the advice I give in my videos. So feel free to check that out too. And last of all, I just want to say, these guys are amazing. Their content is amazing. If you're not listening to On the Mic, you're losing out. So make sure you subscribe to them after this video ends.
Thank you so much. And everyone, check out Keeping Score's Insta page for sure. Infographics and visualizations of the highest order on European football, especially. Everyone who's listened, thank you so much. And until the next episode, take it easy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, yaar. Thank you.